He goes, all the blacks. Yeah, I'm telling you.
You might want to start running for that one.
Start what?
Just run from that.
Oh,
You don't want to do jujitsu with all the
Good point.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, sir?
Good. What? Is this your first time here? You want to come up closer and leave it open for the late people? Come on down. These seats are reserved for you. Either those or here or anywhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be directly on me. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Cool. On or off right now? Oh, yeah, that's uncle. On for now.
It feels good. It's low?
It's low.
Okay. Amazing. Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I'm Jesse Peterson. Thank you all for being with me. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hate will pass on your questions or comments to me, and I will respond accordingly. All right? Thank you. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Amazing. Nice. We had our women's forum this past Thursday. Every third Thursday of the month, and it was so deep. And I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to the ladies and watching them, and I felt an amazing emotion from it. But it wasn't a human emotion. And that these ladies are really serious about working on themselves, and the insight that's coming from them now is mind-blowing. And I say that because I want to encourage them, as I did that night, but encourage all you ladies out there to stay with it, no matter what. And these ladies are like young ladies. They're not like some old ladies that walk around in a wheelchair. And they're young and working on it. So stay with the ladies. You're responsible for you. All right? How y'all doing? Everybody ready? Yeah. What's wrong with you? Are you fine?
No words to describe.
What, that you're doing fine? What? What does that mean? You're not fine? What's wrong? This is the crazy lady. In case you wonder who it is.
Yeah.
Because of time, what's up?
I just do the stab tally and just, I'm just realizing a lot of things that, like I was like running from, and like just, because I didn't realize that there's like a false sense of like, whoa, revelation.
Yeah.
And
Hold that thought. We'll get to your problem in a minute. I got something else I got to do first. All right? And then I'm going to come to you. So Nick, I need you to come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mind's stabbing me. I gotta write that one down.
And everybody know who the Anchor Baby is? Yes, sir. So for those who don't, this is Anchor Baby. He is the host of the American Anchor Baby, Monday through Friday at 12 noon. He worked for Bond and worked for the show and everything. And he has energy that's been given to him by God. It's not on loan, it's a gift. And he helped around here in ways that never, you can't even imagine. He's like helping all kind of ways. But he had a birthday this week. And we didn't get a chance to say happy birthday to him on my radio show because he tried to act like, well, they're not that important. He said Alexa told him happy birthday and that was enough. But so I want you to, if you don't mind, sing happy birthday to the American Anchor Baby. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Let's go, baby. Happy birthday to you. Amazing.
Thank you.
You want to say anything?
Thank you.
His real name is Nick. But his mother know him as the anchor baby.
I love being the anchor baby.
Right on. Thank you.
I want some
Thank you.
energy. How do I get the energy? Yeah.
From
I'm jealous of his energy.
from
Stop
God.
being so hateful.
Well, I don't want to get That's probably the answer.
It is, yes. Yeah. So, since you brought it up, do you all remember the assignment for this week? Who don't remember the assignment? Who did not do the assignment? You didn't? Do you know what it is? Right here. You know what it is, but you didn't do it?
Right.
And why not?
I was observing myself being stabbed and noticing it, but I just wasn't writing it down.
And why not?
I don't know. I just went about my life, and I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think it was important enough. I don't know. I don't know why.
That's amazing.
It is.
Everything else that you've done this week, was it important enough to do it?
No.
Why'd you do it?
Because I went along with my ego. My ego told me to do something, and I did it.
That's amazing.
I'm listening to the devil. Yeah.
Okay. What a loser. No.
I love church.
Okay. So you did the assignment, right? Tell the folks
Yes, sir.
what the assignment was and tell us how it went for you.
Okay. To record down every stabbing that took place and your thoughts and the feelings, the pit of your stomach. So I did a tally halfway, and I was just kind of, And so I was noticing in the beginning, like, okay, whatever. Then it got more intense during Wednesday. I had way more stabs on Wednesday, I guess because I wasn't aware of those things.
The assignment was to write down how many stabbing you had between last Sunday and today.
And I was getting more like sensitive and like getting like, no, why am I getting all these stabbings? And so it was creating more stabbings because I was like thinking I shouldn't be stabbed. Because I'm like, I'm above all this. And it was making me realize like, why do I feel like I'm an exception to the rule? Like when we're in fellowship, I'm like, did y'all hear that? That he was talking to you guys. Like, I knew that for myself, but then I'm really like, man, that's what's starting all the issues, because I'm like, this fear of fear. And then I'm like thinking, did I marry death? And it's not even, my husband. But it's like, no, I made that deal a long time ago of like being like, well, not me, but being united with death and wanting death to love me back and to prove it.
Yeah.
And I'm just realizing, okay, God said proof, not prove. And I'm like trying to prove it to everyone. Like I'm trying to prove it to you, to all of you guys, that like I'm not as bad as I was. And so I'm just like, wait, the proof is in the pudding, not talking about how JELLO, yeah, selling a product. So yeah, I just realized I don't want to exploit myself, but I am. I'm pimping myself out.
You did you write it down?
Yeah,
How many?
So the tallies, I was writing the tallies. I was like, because I was getting in my head intellectually, and I thought, but then I'm gonna record it all, and I don't want to record it all because then I'm keeping it like as a record of wrongdoings. But then I realized, okay, halfway, I did write down three of them, but.
Well, you didn't have to write them down, but just
Right.
a number of times.
Uh-huh.
How many number of times
Okay.
you were stabbed?
So grand total for the whole week, and I included Sunday because I started on Monday, 119.
119 stabbing the whole week?
Yeah, on
Okay.
Wednesday it was 42 stabbings. That was like the highest. You know, yeah.
Amazing.
And the Friday was the least amount of stabbings, but because I already kind of like, I was so busy in the work that I was just thought like, you know what, I already have all these stabbings. I'm not even gonna think about it anymore.
Right
But
on.
then Saturday kicks in, I thought I was all cool. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't put the grand total till right now. Just because I knew if I started to tally the end of each day, I would start thinking it was gonna lead me somewhere. Like either I was gonna have more or less.
Amazing.
I don't, but yeah, so I'm just,
And when did you realize from all that?
that I'm like putting my source like on my, I'm trying to make myself feel better. Like even usually like I'll bust the tunes riding over here like, oh yeah, I'm coming to fellowship, I'm gonna be with my people, I'm gonna be and I'm listening to some good music. But
you,
then
you act like that in your car?
oh for sure.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But isn't that like Mexican?
Well, I get, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm being
Are
a little.
you Mexican?
Yes.
Oh, hola.
Yeah, so and then because of you know, I'm like, oh, I'm worshiping God.
Oh,
And so I'm all thinking I'm worshiping God and correcting people. And that was going to be a question I was going to ask you, or ask all of you, because we're all in this together in a weird way. You know how evil lies about its true intentions?
right.
Okay, so, and that happens within us and outside. And I know you said just don't do anything. Like, so, like, literally, like, because even if I'm playing myself or I see somebody else playing themselves, just don't do anything. Because, like, you know, the Bible is telling you, oh, correct this person, let them know, be bold. Like, but I'm like, is this causing all this trouble? You know, like, so I'm like, do you just let evil just do what it does and just you just keep to that path, like just keep your hands clean? I don't know, like, you know,
And your question is what?
do you just let evil run rampant outside of yourself?
Yeah. Inside of others. You
yes.
let evil destroy everybody else because you're not responsible for them at all. And there's nothing you can do about it. And so don't fight with evil inside of others and outside of you, inside of others, or inside of you. Because most human beings, including your family members, love evil. They love their misery. So just see it, but don't judge it.
Yeah, because I'm getting stressed because I know they're watching me and I don't want them, and I keep thinking to prove it to them so they could come. And I'm like, I'm just proving again, and it's just proving that I am crazy. I'm like in this hamster wheel.
You can't prove anything to anyone. You shouldn't be trying to do that.
Yeah.
You should just live your life.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so hard because like I think, but it's only me, and like I'm literally like, no more husband, no more mom, no more brother, no more grandma, no more anybody, and I don't have children, so like for sure that's out the window, and I'm not gonna get pregnant just so I can have somebody with me, so I
Right.
won't feel alone. So it's like man, but I'm like, Vanessa, you gotta keep walking though, you know, and stop
So
trying
do
to.
you feel alone being alone?
That's what I was noticing this week because
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm trying to get people on the path with me that don't want to go with me, and that's like me kidnapping them. And that's why it's like I'm thinking I'm liberating them, but I'm just being another captor.
How do you feel being alone by yourself? Because in reality, everybody is alone. Even the ones that don't want to work on themselves, they're alone. They're lonely, and they fight hard not to feel the loneliness. So they try to make friends, they spend money, they get married, they make children, and all kinds of things to avoid feeling lonely. How do you feel about being lonely?
Well, I'll try to do something, and I'm like, okay, drop it. Like I was gonna bring Pop Rocks today, you know? And I was like, Vanessa, you're feeling sad because you're realizing that all of this isn't really what
Right.
you want, and like you're just trying to have a little spark come back up, you know?
Amazing.
That's why I didn't even put on makeup because, you know, women sometimes will feel like, oh, you'll feel so much better if you put on makeup and you know, you'll want to go
You
take.
have on makeup now?
No, because I was like, I know.
Because I'm glad because I didn't want to pretend I see makeup. I didn't want to say, oh, you're beautiful in makeup. No, I'm messing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so I was just like, you know what? I don't feel good. I'm not gonna pretend to feel good and feel
Right on.
healthy, and I'm not gonna go and be like
Right
chipper.
on. Nice.
'cause- No.
Well, you stay with it. Just stay with it. All right? Nice. How many times were you stabbed this week?
Are you talking? Okay.
Did you do the assignment?
Well, I wasn't here, so.
Oh, you weren't here last time?
But the other assignment the week before, you probably don't want to hear it right now.
Yeah, hold that.
That
We'll
was the
get to
best
it.
one ever.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna
We
come
do
back
that
to
every
that.
day.
Right on. Okay. Anybody else did the assignment? Raymond. You did the assignment, Raymond?
I did.
And did you? How many times were you stabbed from last Sunday to today?
By my estimates, 20 to 30 times this
Oh.
week.
Okay. And what did you learn from it or realize from it?
How impotent I am when dealing with thoughts, especially thoughts from a long time ago.
Yeah. Amazing. Did you write them down?
No, but I recorded it in my mind.
Oh, you're not supposed to record in your mind, man. Okay, thank you. Well, you're not the only one that write them down. How many times were you stabbed?
I didn't really count, but
Okay.
I did notice that it was very powerful to call them stabs. It recontextualized my thoughts and feelings for me as pain, just
Yeah.
pain, which is so helpful because then I started just to want to let it go. I was more willing to let it go now that I know it is a stab. Everything's a stab.
That's why I do these assignments, because what I'm trying to encourage you to pay more attention to you and what's happening in you, because most people do not pay attention to what's happening in them. They don't know what's going on they don't know what's passing through them or going on within themselves. So that's why we give those assignments. Well, so that was helpful.
Very helpful.
Helpful
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice. Any question about it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you do the assignment?
Kind of. I was really sick last week, so I just felt like death.
Like what?
Death.
Death?
Yeah.
What does death feel like?
Oh, I don't even know, but I thought that's what it was. It just,
Oh.
I couldn't, it was just, I was really, really sick, and I haven't been that sick in like a very long time.
Oh, okay.
So I caught myself like Friday afternoon because I was like, I'm not going to the doctors. Western medicine is trash. So I ended up going to this. Anyway, I was deep in my thoughts.
Yeah. So
Randy
you didn't
had
do
to-
the assignment. Are you better
No.
now?
Oh, I'm a lot better now.
Oh, okay.
I'm a lot better now, yeah.
Right on.
So I really didn't do,
Okay.
yeah, it was really tough for me to do it. I knew what it was, but I was like in and out of bed, in and out of sleep.
Right
So it
on.
was just, yeah, it was really tough for me.
Okay. I understand. Anybody else did the assignment? Right here and then there. And
Yes.
did you write it down?
Yes, I wrote it down.
And how many times were you stabbed between last Sunday and today?
I didn't keep count on how many times I was stabbed, but estimate like in the hundreds, like a lot. So
Like how many times?
probably like 200-300 times throughout the week.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And any question about what you learned from it or realized from it?
I'd like to share what I learned. So I
Okay.
was writing down like pretty much what my thoughts were saying, and one thing I noticed is it complains a lot. Like it was all complaining. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was
That's a good
rereading.
point.
Yeah, it's a lot of complaining. So I was rereading what I was writing, and it kind of like showed me like, man, I complain a lot. So I'm trying to, weird, right?
Yeah.
But you know, it kind of it shed some light on what's going on inside me. And then I'm trying this new thing where I just don't complain at all, and it seems to
Right
help.
on.
It seems to help big time. You know what I mean? So
One thing you all, if you stay with it, what you're gonna realize, you talk too much. You talk too much. You say things when it's not necessary. You comment on things when it's not necessary. And you're doing it because most of the time you're uncomfortable. And you feel like you just need to say something. I notice when I go to the barber shop, I used to talk to my barber a lot. Now I don't. Because what I'm about to say to him doesn't even make sense. It has no meaning. It's just to have conversation going rather than being quiet. Or I want him to feel comfortable, so I would bring up some type of silly conversation. You're going to really find out you talk too much. Really. So you're right about that.
it's true.
Amazing.
And it's the fear that makes you talk. You know?
Yes.
Like, oh, I don't want them thinking about this. You know, so you just fill it with words. It's
Right
so
on,
weird.
man.
So, yeah.
Nice. Any question about that?
No, I don't think I have any questions right now.
All right. Yes, Doc.
I noticed, I didn't write it down.
You did not write it.
No.
So you're not the only dummy. Loser. A lot of losers. Okay.
I noticed about 10 to 15 times a day. And I was thinking, geez, how unaware am I during the day? Like,
Yeah.
I can only see 10 times or something like that. So that's one of the first things I thought. The second thing that I noticed is that in the middle of the week, it became harder and harder to really notice them. And honestly, the devil was playing on my mind. I wanted to do a fast, and I was going to do it, and it was there was so much temptation, I couldn't do it.
Amazing.
So it's like, what an interesting week. It's just very strange how unaware I am. And it's kind of strange how strong temptation comes
Yeah.
during those times too. It's very seemingly powerful, and I've heard that there is no power in it, but man, it pulled me right in.
Amazing. You're going to be shocked how blind you are. Really. How unconscious you really are. It's worse than what you can't even imagine the depths of how unconscious you are. It's crazy. It really is insane. You're blind. And did you do it, Alexis?
I didn't count, but I did realize something though in doing it.
Okay.
I realized I put a lot of weight into inconveniences. And so for me, the stabbings were any time that I was inconvenienced. And I feel like I'm inconvenienced a whole lot throughout my day.
Amazing.
And that's one thing that I've kind of been that way since I was little. Noticing little things when if I'm doing something, somebody would walk in the room and I would look at him and be like, why are you in here? And like little things like that. And
Yeah.
I realized that in my daily routine, it takes like a millisecond from my day to notice it, but I do notice it. And I say I drop it, and I do, but I can tally how many times I feel inconvenienced in a day. It's a lot.
Right on.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There are other things that you're going to find out about yourself that you don't even know right now. Really. You don't even know it yet because you're blind. It's amazing. Nice.
Yeah.
Nick, did you do it? I'm sorry?
Yeah, I did.
Did you write it down?
I was writing them down, and I found myself having to open up my little stab log so many times that I was like, okay, I just won't write that one down. Okay, let's just keep it moving. So, I mean, I did it, and it was very interesting. You know, there's so many things I didn't even know how to put this, like, that they were regrets and doubts and anxiety. I thought they were just thoughts. I was like, I know that one. Thoughts, it's a thought. But it stabbed me, and I didn't realize it was stabbing me, I guess,
Yeah.
to summarize me quick. Yeah. It's something small. It could be small things like, oh, I meant to buy that clothes because I'm trying to look better for the camera, and then it became something else. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm getting stabbed right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Amazing. Huh?
Thank you.
Any question about it?
No.
Did you do it, Frankie?
I did.
You did the assignment?
I did.
And how many times were you stabbed?
Million.
How many?
A million.
And what'd you get from it? Tell me about it.
I'm more unconscious than I ever thought I was.
Unconscious?
Unconscious.
Yeah.
I'm asleep, and
Yeah.
then the devil comes in as soon as I wake up in the morning, and he's stabbing me with a pitchfork, and then I remember, oh, that's a stab, and so I couldn't even count.
Amazing. Okay. Yes, ma'am. How many times were you stabbed?
I didn't write it down, but I definitely noticed. I was conscious all week of how I was acting, and I got on my own nerves. I can't believe, like, some stuff gets me so annoyed so fast or in a bad mood so fast.
Yeah.
And then like I let it go and then I feel like back to being happy. And I'm like, that's not normal for my mood to be so up and down.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. So yeah, I was annoyed with my own self of how I was reacting to like minor inconveniences. And I think Andrew, he made a good point. Like I complain a lot and I don't say it, but I work at home by myself, so I definitely say it out loud. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just crazy.
And if you don't say it to someone else, you're saying it in your head.
Oh
in your
yeah,
heart.
oh yeah, or
Yeah.
I'm calling people names sometimes
Right.
and stuff. Yeah.
You'd be surprised at the people that are cursing you out in their mind,
Oh yeah.
or that the people you're cursing out in your thought. Isn't that amazing? It's the
Yeah.
same. The sin is committed in the mind,
That yeah.
not the physical.
I
It's the
know.
mind.
I was like, that's not right, Jackie.
Yeah.
You need to chill out. Like, and I was telling myself that too. Like, chill out. They're just asking you to do your job. Like some simple
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah. it's just-
Amazing. Are you surprised to find out all this hell that's inside of you?
Okay, so yeah, I did want to ask you about that. If I've already forgiven my parents, then why do I still let anger arise in me? Like, I don't believe it should be from one day to the next completely gone, though sometimes people call in and make it sound that way. So then what's going on with me?
Why you don't believe it should be completely gone?
Why is it still here? Like, why do I let things get to that point where I'm still upset if I've already overcome my mom and dad?
Did you say you don't believe it should be completely gone?
Yeah, like I
You
understand.
think it should hang around a little bit?
I feel like it's a transition. Like I'm gonna have to work on it, but like I still get pretty mad.
Right. The only reason it's still there, one reason, and two reasons. One reason you're not catching it. That's one of the reasons for the assignment, so you can start catching the thoughts.
Okay.
Because realizing the thought after you have the pain is not catching the thought. And a lot of people, they think that when they have the pain, when they realize they're in pain, that they're catching the thoughts, and they're not. But you will get to the point where you catch the thought as it's traveling by before it falls into emotions.
Okay.
And so you're not catching them, and you're calling them you. You say, oh, I'm still mad. I thought I was over that.
Yeah.
Right? You're still identifying with it when you call it you. So you got to practice catching them as they're traveling across. And then when you don't catch them, do not call them you.
Stop them from before they make a reaction out of like.
I'm sorry?
So stop them before it like gets a reaction out of me.
Right, before it fall into the emotion.
Okay.
And you can catch them. If you're aware, and you will if you stay with it, you're going to become so aware without trying. You'll just be aware of these thoughts. And you're going to see them coming, and they're going to be traveling. And they'll just go by in the way a normal thought should do. But if you don't catch them, they're going to come. They're going to fall into an emotion called depression, called suicidal, called loneliness, or whatever. So just practice catching them, and don't call them you, because they're not you, so you won't identify with evil.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will eventually, you're not going to have any thoughts or any emotions at all, good ones or bad ones. Just stay with it.
Thank you.
That make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Right on. Amazing. Did you catch any thoughts?
Yes.
You did the assignment?
I didn't write it down, Jesse, but I could.
So do you feel happy that nobody wrote them down? That's up here. I didn't even write them down either. Okay. How many did you have?
Maybe like, I would say during the whole week, maybe about 50 to 60.
Okay.
And I work at home alone.
Oh, God.
So everything that everybody said, I could relate to. I was irritating myself at certain points. I don't like being inconvenienced. Like, I relate totally to what Alexis said.
Yeah.
And also, Andrew, I complain a lot in my head. I could see all those things. But there were also some moments where I caught it, and I was like, just get up and do it. Don't even have a thought about it. And so I seen both sides where, sometimes I'm getting, I must be overcoming some of it.
Right.
But I could also see where, like, that complaining, just because I'm not voicing it out loud, it's there. It's definitely the not me is just like wants to prove that it still has some life to it.
Right.
So-
Amazing.
but the weird part too is today I woke up, Jesse, and I've been dealing with a lot of nightmares, but today when I woke up, for some reason, and I don't know if it was a lie, but I just felt like no matter what is going on, I felt like God is with me every step of the way. Like I'm not doing this all alone. So I don't know if that was a lie that I told myself to maybe kind of comfort myself because it was pretty,
Right.
gruesome. But I felt like it was believable. Like you're not in this
And
all
it is.
alone.
God is with you, because if God was with you, you would not know that you're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
You would not know you need to wake up. Look at the world. People don't know they need to wake up.
Yeah.
They don't know that they're asleep. So God will help those who want it. He's not going to help anyone that does not want it. If they don't open themselves up for the truth, He's not going to do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
So He is with you. That's why you know you're asleep.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I
yes.
noticed I was panicking in my dream.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it that I don't know what to do? And it made me think about like everything that I've been going through the last couple of years. Like, shouldn't I know what to do when things get crazy and out of hand? And I didn't know what to do, but the person that I didn't think knew what to do, he knew what to do in the dream.
Yes.
And when I woke up, I realized that you're not alone. And
Right.
you still, like when you're unconscious, you're going to lose it. It made me kind of feel like, but it's like, I'm not alone.
Right
I
on.
don't see God in the physical, but I'm not handling all of this on my own. He's not waking me. He's waking me up. I'm not
Nice.
waking myself up.
Stay with it. Amazing. Nice. Two other people, then I got to move on here. Yes, sir. And Derek, go over to Hake.
One thing I
I'm
noticed.
sure he did the assignment. I can't wait to hear. Yes, sir.
I didn't tally them down.
Did you do the assignment?
Yes, but I didn't tally them down.
And why not?
I just didn't. I thought it was just catching it and then not allowing it to happen. But one thing I noticed is that when I allowed somebody to get an emotional reaction out of me, at the end of the day, I felt drained. Like my energy was gone.
Okay.
And it
Yeah.
was, but the days that on Thursday, I had to go meet with a client. They were very emotional. I didn't get into the boat with them, and I went home and I was fine. But on the other days when I would, like, somebody would cut me off in traffic or somebody would say something to me, and I would react emotionally, like with whatever feeling it was, I would feel drained by the time I got home. And I don't
Those
know.
are the stabs.
Huh?
Those are the stabs.
Yeah, that's when I would feel it the most, when I would allow them to, even if I didn't voice it, but if I felt it, I would feel drained at the end of the day. Like, dude, I just want to go to bed. I want to go to sleep. But on the days that I didn't, I was fine. Like, I went to bed fine.
Stay with it.
Yes, sir.
You got to stay with it. Yes. Did you do the assignment, Hake?
I made a little bit of an attempt. Yes, sort of. No.
Did you write it down?
I wrote down I's and X's, like Roman numeral type, and but pretty quickly I sort of just threw up my hands and didn't really count them specifically, and so it was more like estimate.
And so roughly how many times were you stabbed this week?
Several hundred, roughly. It was like I'm swimming in them, and only every so often would I maybe like peek to the surface to realize and remember like the assignment and to realize it's what was happening. And it's kind of, I don't know that I get what you told Josh and Georgia during the week and the radio show, that the good stabs are stabs too, good feelings or whatever.
Yeah, the good feelings are stabs as well. Yeah, most people tend to think that the negative feelings are the stab, But when you're feeling good, oh, I feel so good. I feel good today. That's a stab too. Because eventually that good feeling stab going to drop into emotion too. And good feelings are emotions. They're stabs. Isn't that amazing? So some people say, oh, I feel good today. I'm not being stabbed. Yes, you are. You've been stabbed. Amazing. Good point. So you learn what from it?
I
realize it.
I realized that I don't really have like the faith to that he'll help me do it.
You don't have the faith he will?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to have faith.
Whatever. I think you are.
Yeah.
You may be misunderstanding me.
What?
You may be misunderstanding
Oh,
me.
okay. Explain.
In that I don't bother trying.
Oh, but
Don't bother even like I.
But how do you know you don't have faith in it if you don't even try?
Because that indicates a lack of faith.
Oh, it does?
It seems like.
And what is faith?
Faith would be trusting that if I committed, I would be able to do it.
Really?
Seems like.
It seems like?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just don't try because you don't have the faith.
Yeah. Nice.
And how many people have the faith to do this? Oh, yeah, nobody gonna say I have the faith right now, because I said what I said. You can't do this with faith. Oh, you have it there?
Yeah, I do.
You raise your hand, right?
Yeah.
You have the faith to do this.
To do this, like the journey, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I have faith that God is the truth.
You have faith that God is the truth.
Yeah.
And where you get that faith from?
Where do you get the faith from? Well, I kind of see it as a decision.
A decision.
Like I could be a Muslim, but I decided not to be a Muslim. I decided to follow God, the Christian God, not the Muslim God. I kind of see it as like,
And
all
you
right,
call
I'm putting
that
my
faith?
and I call it faith, yeah.
Oh. And did you do the assignment?
No, I didn't write them down, so no.
Did you do them?
I was counting, but I lost count, but I didn't write it down, so no.
At what number were you when you lost count?
I was on probably like 50, and then I was just like, all right, they're not going to stop
50?
today. Yeah.
You stopped early in the week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened.
Really? And so you believe you have faith?
Right. I see it as this will all pay out at the end. Well, not pay out. I shouldn't have used that term, but for conversation purposes, yeah, it's gonna work. It's all gonna work out at the end.
And what did you learn from your stabs?
Oh, man, I learned that you really have to stay present. Going unconscious just for a second, though maybe you might not end up doing something insane, like maybe murdering someone or, committing a crime. In that instant of going unconscious, if you continue to rest in that state of unconsciousness, you more than likely will do something insane.
Can you give us one example of one of your stabs, if you can think of one?
An example of one of my stabs would be I was working over the weekend and I was getting frustrated because I wasn't getting the result that I wanted while I was working. And I was just thinking about just dropping the whole project. And I almost did it, but I realized, oh, wait, I'm getting frustrated for something that's not going to mean anything, at the end. So I just kind of stepped away, and then I came back to it, and I found a solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. Did I see your hand? Okay, then I come to you. Yes. You did the assignment?
No,
You did not. So why you raise your hand?
because
Oh, okay.
as I was, throughout the week, I'm always being aware of what's going on.
Why you didn't do the assignment?
I forgot. Beta.
What a man. A loser.
But it's easier
Two
for.
losers.
Well, you didn't do
Okay.
the assignment either, so.
I did
I'm
the
just trying to be
assignment,
like
but
my
I didn't
pastor.
write it. Loser.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's easier for me to tell you the times that I'm not stabbed than it is when I'm being stabbed.
Really?
Right.
And why is that?
Because when I'm present, I feel nothing. I think nothing. Like, I remember.
Good point.
I made a comment. I think you and I talked about this during men's forum, that I experienced something where I felt just serenity, and it was. And you explained it that's just life. That's what that is. So it's very rare for me to feel that feeling, or be in that moment. From the second I wake up to the moment I fall asleep, I have this anxiety inside that's telling me to get up, to do something, you got to move. And it's just this voice that does not shut up.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. But there are moments where I'm actually present. Like when I hear everybody speak, I'm looking at them and I'm trying to I'm doing air quotes, I'm trying to be present, but I'm really not present. I'm just having this conversation with this voice in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm being stabbed. It's like small little pokes. So I'm always being stabbed. If I were to count how many times I was not stabbed this week, less than 10. Less than 10 times from Sunday to today. Less than 10 times where I was not stabbed. But I mean, the second, even before I wake up, I start feeling this pressure right here.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
See? Alpha.
Yeah. You are. Yes, sir.
Isn't the willingness to withstand ego pain and go through this, isn't that faith?
No.
What is it then?
God said for us to come as we are. He means to come in fear, to come in loneliness, to come in suicidal thoughts, to come in depression, to come weak, to come with no faith. And what he does, when you come like that, he takes over and takes you through it. And once you go through it, you get to know him. And knowing him is not about faith or belief, it's a knowing. You're now back home with your father and you know your father.
But it's easier to distract yourself with the world and the computer and the phone, and why sit still and go through that pain if you don't have any faith in the process?
If you don't have faith,
Yeah.
the people who say they have faith are not doing it. Because they think they're building themselves up and getting ready for it. They think they're having faith to go through it, but they're not. You only are made strong when you're weak. You cannot be strong and become weak. You're weak. That's why I tell people when you go forgive your mother and your father, you're going to be shaking in your boots. But you do it anyway because that's a weakness. To have fear is a weakness. And to see that you have the fear, but do it anyway, you will be made strong because the fear, the weakness will disappear. And you would never feel strong, or you never feel like you have faith, but you just don't have any worries or doubt anymore. You just live. There's nothing to feel or think about at all.
But you tell me all the time, why don't I go through it? Why am I
Right.
unwilling to go through it?
Right. And your question about that is what?
It just seems like I don't know, the difference between willing to go through it and not willing to go through it is what?
Well, most people are not willing. Even people who say, I am willing to go through it, they don't mean it. Because when they try to go through it, they don't do it. It feels really good to tell me, oh, I'm willing to go through it. It feels good for people to hear themselves say, I'm willing to go through it. And they're lying. Because as soon as a situation comes, they trip out. Somebody can come along and look at you in the wrong way, you tick. Someone can say something, yell at you. Your boss can yell at you. You're mad. But I thought you were willing to go through it. They're not willing. It's just a saying.
But the willingness to sit in it and go through it is called what? What is that?
It's called giving up.
Okay.
Give it up. You just realize you can't do this. You can't fix yourself. You can't make yourself right. So I'm gonna stop trying. I'm just gonna just let whatever happens. And when you do that, everything starts to change. When you start feeling it, hear those thoughts, you feel the pain of worry, or loneliness, or jealousy, or whatever, and you do nothing about it. Or if somebody leave you, they don't want to, your mother turn on you, your father, when you're willing to go through it, and they turn, you don't think anything about it. Because, okay, this is part of what I think, let go of. You know, your willingness to let go, and that's what faith is. Without using the word faith, when you're ready to go through it and you made up your mind, that's all you need.
I feel like I've make up my mind and then I reach for the whatever distraction it is as soon as I feel the pain.
Because you don't have a made up mind, you love the pain. When you stop loving the pain, you will take the pain. Really. And then the more pain you take, the more you want to take, because you see, wow, I went through that. Where is it now? It doesn't even exist. And so the next temptation come about that thing, it's not even a temptation anymore because you catch it and it goes.
That makes sense.
So you're not willing to go through it yet.
That makes sense.
You got to make up your mind. When that temptation come to get mad, or the temptation come to worry, you just don't do it. No matter how it try to make you worry, you don't do it. You just watch it and take it, and you will get through it.
Right.
You got to go through hell. That makes sense? Yeah.
I've noticed it with fear.
So what now?
I've noticed it with fear, especially going through that. Then it disappears.
Yes.
Even though you're scared as heck.
Fear is such an illusion and not even real. I can't even tell you that. There's no such thing as fear. There's no such thing as depression. You've been lied to. Even depression is an illusion. It's not even real. Isn't that amazing? But it feels so real because you're so identified with it, and you've identified with it all your life. It just feels real. And then somebody say, okay, you're depressed. You're like, yeah, right on, here's some medication. But there's no such thing as depression. Really, it's just an illusion. It's not real. Isn't it amazing?
Amazing.
Cold burger, it ain't real. Amazing. Yes, any question about that? You're not ready yet to overcome your pain. You haven't suffered enough.
That's hard to hear.
It's hard to hear?
Yeah.
And why?
It's just, there's more suffering to come.
It is gonna come, but you're gonna love it. But when you have made up mind, for communication's sake, the pain will come, you will catch the pain, you will catch the stab, and you're gonna know this is not me, this is a stab. And you're gonna take it and it'll pass. But you're just not ready yet. What?
No.
Any question about that?
No.
Why you not ready?
There's often times when I do exactly what you say, and I see it, I watch it, it goes past, but then there's, as this happens throughout the day, there's moments of weakness where I just go with it.
But why not, at least most of those moments of weakness, why not be weak and don't go for it?
I am weak and I do go for it.
I know, but why just let yourself be weak and don't do it and see what happens?
Okay. Yeah.
Because when you allow yourself to be weak, the devil's gonna make you want to cry, He gonna make you wanna. He gonna go nuts. He gonna make you wanna feel so bad about it because he's trying to make you do it. He like you're crying now. You really want it, but it's not you at all. And he's gonna have a fit when you say no. It's like taking a drink. If you decide, well, you know what, I'm not gonna take that drink today. He's gonna have a fit. You need the drink. It's like Doug was saying about fasting for a day, right? A day, right? The devil, at the end of the day, the devil said, no, you need a meal. Look at how hungry you are. And everything on TV show the meal. Everything about it is the meal. But you know, you're not conscious enough to know that you're being tempted. And the temptation is putting everything in front of you, and then you start feeling the hunger pain. You say, yeah, I'm hungry, you go eat. But you're not seeing the temptation. Endure the temptation. Go through the valley of the shadow of death, and God is with you. Mm-hmm. But you got to go through it. Mm-hmm. That make sense?
It does.
Yeah. Just start going through it no matter what. And you're going to see that it's not even you going through anything. That's not you at all. It's not you going through anything. It's the false you. Everything that is happening to you is happening to not you. Your ego, your false self. The lie. Amazing, huh? But it feels like it's happening to you. It does feel like you were hungry. But if he had just gone and didn't do it anyway, he would have woke up the next day, whenever that happened, he'd been walking on water. Because the next day would have been a little easier if he didn't want to eat. He can wait for an extra hour. You got to go through it in your weakness. God knows you're weak. That's why he accepts you as you are. If you're a drag queen, wear your dress. Go through it in the dress, and you'll take it off. Really, you got to go through it as you are. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Any question about that?
I feel like if you're addicted to smoking and then you throw away the cigarettes and say, I'm not going to smoke anymore, you're going to keep on smoking. But if you kind of like smoke, you know, where they teach the kids, like, you know, if your parents catch you, you smoke a carton of it, you get so tired of it that it's like you're ready to let it go. You're just so sickening, you know?
Right.
So I'm kind of battling between those two things. I don't want to force myself to throw it away.
Right, and you're right. Try not to smoke. Take some of the pain of not smoking. Mm-hmm. Or stress calming. Now, the first thing you want to do is take a smoke. Mm-hmm. You feel lonely. First thing you would smoke a cigarette to feel better. Some of those times, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Just don't do it. Mm-hmm. And when it gets really, 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 really heavy on you,
have a cigarette.
Stay conscious having that cigarette.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
As long as you can stay conscious having it, it won't have the same effect, and then eventually the appetite will be taken away.
Okay.
Don't try to take away yourself,
right.
But you got to endure some pain.
And that's what I've been doing. I've been throwing it away and then going and picking it back up.
That's why you keep going back, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm cold turkey now. I'm not doing this anymore. And then I'm like, I need a cigarette.
Yeah.
So.
But stay aware. It's the awareness that makes the change. Really, it will.
Okay.
All right? Mm-hmm. And don't judge it. Don't have any opinion about it. Don't argue about it or anything. Just be aware of it.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot better job at not judging it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Behind you.
Are we built like that by design, where we're just weak and we fall for any sense of temptation? Like, are we built like that?
No.
So then why does it feel so strong when the temptation
Because you have
comes?
identified with weakness.
So that's
you have identified with evil. What I want you to know, and you're going to start seeing this if you stay with it, inside of you, the real you, all power has been given unto you. You are strong. There's no such word or thinking as weakness or strength. You're free. You're not afraid. You have no doubts. You have no worry. Everything is taken care of for you. And all you have to do is live without thinking. You're the Son of God. All power has been given unto you, except you identify with the son of evil. So you think that that's who you are. And in evil, there is no power. Nothing but delusion. Nothing but weakness. But you're really, the real you is strong. Really. God, you have God's nature. You have your Father's nature. And in Him is nothing but everything that's good. But you identify with your father, the devil's nature, and in there's nothing but weakness.
So is that why Christ said, or I don't know who said in the Bible, act as a child? Because that's how children are. Children are just always happy, always at peace, always present. And I feel like when you get older, you become traumatized. Like I became traumatized and fell away from that.
Children are at peace until you start teaching them.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because
Even as little children, they become unhappy.
I noticed just being
They're only at peace when they first pop out of mama's womb. They have peace, but right after that, when you start to tell them to say thank you, let them play with your toys, read this book or read that book, they become just like you in that very moment. They become unhappy.
So I've noticed, as I'm becoming more aware, looking back when I was in my fallen state, and even now,
Yeah.
when I see my children at peace and they're just doing their thing, something inside of me is mad that they're so happy, and it's telling me to traumatize them.
Absolutely.
Go yell at them, get upset, tell them to get up, blah, 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 blah. And it's telling me to do it, and I feel it like right here in my throat.
Yeah.
So it's insane, and I think that's probably where you say forgive your parents, because they weren't aware of it. They just let it out.
Absolutely.
And then they screwed us up.
All mothers destroy their children with that spirit.
Right.
They cannot stand to see this little child being happy. Really, that thing in them tell them, look at her. That child is happy. And even if the mother tried not to do it, she's going to get to that child in a minute. She'll find something. You're not doing your homework. I told you to get up and go in the other room. Because that thing is telling her to do that in order to make a home in the child. Absolutely, man.
And I also feel like that's, just in general, women do the same thing to men, because by nature, I feel like men are just like, doing their own thing, most of the time at peace. And not saying we're perfect, right? But for the most time at peace, and then the women say, go tell your son to do this, go tell your daughter to do that. Because they're so worked up, so they got to get to the man, so the man can get to the children. And
that's why you should tell her to shut up, don't tell me what to do. I mentioned Sunday.
Careful, Jesse. Careful.
What?
She's right here.
Oh, yeah. Do you tell her to shut up? Don't tell you that.
I have.
Do you tell her to shut up?
Yes.
Every time?
No.
Why not?
Sometimes I don't use words. I'll just make a face.
Mama.
What a mess.
Why don't
I was
you
doing
tell
so
her?
good.
Why don't you tell her?
I think the same thing. The mama voice in my head tells me to shut up, to not speak up.
That's a shame.
It is.
A dominating woman, I wrote it down so I can remember. A dominating woman living with a passive man is an abomination against God. It's an abomination. A dominating woman and a passive man together is an abomination. And the children suffer. And the wife suffers too. Or the woman, some people not married. You're an abomination, you're so passive.
Thank you. I'm weak right now, so I'm going to accept it. I'm going to take it.
Right on. What would happen if you just say, no, stop telling me what to say to the children?
I've seen it happen. I've done it, and things get tremendously better.
Of course.
I remember this week there was something that I was upset, and I was like, I'm going to have my son take care of this. And I said it as a comment, and she heard me. And then later on, I ended up running that errand on my own, but that's because I was aware. And then I was told, why are you doing this if you told your son that he was going to do it?
Amazing.
And I said, I'm doing it now because I realized that when I made that comment, it was said in anger.
But you shouldn't even say that. You should have just said, stay out of my business. What you doing in my business?
There you go. I got to be alpha.
Hear your business and still keep an eye on her business.
What a mess. Yeah.
You explaining to God.
Is that where like Adam made the woman his god? Because I feel like he screwed us up. Like he did us all a big disservice.
But that's no reason to be that way now.
You got a point.
Christ changed everything. So you
You're
can't
right.
blame Adam anymore.
But I feel like, the devil still uses other things to trick me.
Only
Like,
because you allowed it to happen.
correct.
Only
Right.
because.
Right.
Tell your wife how to eat the cabbage. You don't owe her any explanation.
You're right. You're right.
Are you afraid of losing her?
No, but I think I've said this before. Like my father was very passive. Like what you just described, I'm repeating that, and I'm aware of that. So now that I'm aware of it, I'm forcing myself to go through the fire in those moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay with it.
Right.
What would you do if he tell you to stay out of my business?
Nothing. I've told him that that's exactly what I want. Literally nothing. I'm waiting for him to do that.
Right on. See there? Don't be scared of mama. You're fortunate because your wife is working on herself as well. It's not like you got to fight against that. It would be worse for you if you were working on you, but she wasn't working on herself.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think it's just that ego, fear, pain, whatever it is that made a home in me. Like, I'm totally aware of it. It's just to say, let it go. I feel like becoming addicted to that cycle becomes my ego nature.
The way you let it go is by letting go, fighting with it.
Right.
Letting go, calling it you, and just take it. Live with it, walk with it, sleep with it. Take it, then it'll be taken away. That's why you let go, by letting go of the war, the battle yourself. God will fight the battle for you. All right? Amazing. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yes, sir. Then I want to get to the...
Quick question. So
weak
with my daughter...
I'm sorry?
With my daughter, because pertaining to this question, with my daughter, sometimes we go over to friends' houses, and with our dogs, she's able to like yank their tail, pull their ears, whatever. But if she does it to other animals like that aren't mine, like I won't lose my cool, but I'll be like, hey, don't do that. Like, leave it alone. Like, is that being mama or is that?
As long as you're not being angry, you have to...
No, I'm not being angry
Because
about
somebody
it.
else may not want your daughter pulling the tail of their dog.
Yeah, like with mine, they were trained
No,
like for that.
right.
Is that
No.
being mama?
As long as you're not being angry, no.
Yeah, no emotion behind
Right.
it. Okay, cool. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. I'm gonna beat him.
The biblical question for this week. That's what you're referring to, right?
Last week. Wait, who are you? I'm sorry.
This past week?
The week before, because it was Mother's Day. I wasn't here, but you asked one.
Oh, what was the one last week?
You kind of touched on it.
What would happen if you came out of your
No, it was
movie?
the embrace betrayal thing.
Oh, you meant that one way back there. Go ahead. You want to...
Well, you touched on it again.
Okay.
I don't know. So after you said that, I went into my week, and it happened to me.
And what was it that I said?
To embrace betrayal or something.
Oh, okay.
Something about not
Betrayal.
reacting to it, I guess.
Yeah,
was the-
don't react to betrayal. Whenever you are betrayed, or if you're betraying someone, be happy.
Yeah, this was.
Be happy so the word itself can disappear. It's just a word.
So I kind of forgot about it, and then it actually happened to me, and then I started getting angry.
Someone betrayed you?
Yes.
Okay.
I started getting angry, and I started like getting stressed out. Like, how am I gonna play this? Right? Going all in my head, and it was a terrible feeling. I was losing focus. Definitely wasn't present. I was caught up in this mess in my head.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I remembered, whoa. Oh, yeah, you did say that. And so that helped me because now I go, okay, well, here we are. This is what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I actually am still going through it, and I'm still battling.
Going through what?
I'm having a hard time accepting it.
That you were betrayed?
Yes.
And why?
Well, because it's difficult because I have to deal with this person like pretty often. So I'm a little too quiet around them and they're starting to feel it. You can
Right.
tell. They know that I know, but
You told them?
no.
Why not?
Well, because when you said, well, that's what actually helped me. I know intellectually that telling somebody doesn't really serve you anyways, because now they have an advantage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that didn't stop me before from being kind of a little bit. That was one of my biggest hurdles in life. I'm always kind of handled that wrong. I always wanted to confront, which there was an amazing track record of failures doing that.
Yeah.
But yet I, for some reason, couldn't help myself. I always had to get in the mix. But this time, because what you said, I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna. But it's not like, I mean, by being quiet in a way, it's almost just as obvious. So I'm trying to balance that out. That's actually difficult.
Being quiet with the person? That
Yeah, because
betrayed
we
you?
had a relationship. This was a work situation. We have a relationship where there's a certain kind of energy that we share for
Right.
years, and now it's obviously different. And I'm
Right.
trying not to make it obvious. So there's a little bit of time where he'll try to small talk, and I realize that if I walk away or if I change the subject, I'm gonna look. It's also kind of a little bit embarrassing, because you look. It just comes
It's
off.
embarrassing that they betrayed you?
No, that if you just give them the silent treatment, you don't want to
Oh.
be. That just seems almost a little feminine, you know?
It is. It's total woman.
Right. So I'm trying not to do that.
Right.
I'm not engaging in more conversation than necessary. So somebody would come and he'll bring up a subject that we normally would chat about. It's a struggle, and I try to, oh yeah, you know, without being too obvious, because it's still in my head, like, how do I play this? And something will figure it. Something will happen. I'm waiting on God.
Amazing. So you're stuck right now, though, because you don't know how to deal with the guy the right way or person the right way.
I mean, I'm doing the best I can.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just don't want to be friends with him and spend any more time with it. You know, when you find out that it's a bad investment, and you just want to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm not angry about it, but I'm just like, okay, this doesn't work. Why spend any more time at all? But it's not that simple, because you have to deal with them.
Right. This is so deep. Amazing. So Doug want to help you out, and then Derek want to help you out. Then we'll finish up on that. Yes, Doug.
So that thing happened to me. I was tasked with doing a certain thing at work, and for several months I was doing it, and somebody went above my boss's boss to the boss's boss's boss and said that I wasn't doing it. So I had this huge meeting. So what's going on, Doug? How come you're not doing it? So, and I told him, and I was doing it, so it worked itself right out, right? But the guy that told was me dealing with the guy that told. It was because it's a work relationship. I just dealt with him like I was at work. You have to deal with people, and I literally left it at that. And we were pretty cool too. We could talk about anything, but it was only professional after that. And I didn't think.
Meaning you want to talk to him when you have to now?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't play with him anymore.
When it comes up, I'll deal with it, and I do play with him a little bit, because I don't want him to ever, because I wasn't angry at him, so I don't ever want him to think I was angry at him.
Why not?
Because I wasn't angry at him.
But who
only
is
mean.
one of them not to think that you were angry?
Yeah, exact. Good point. I only, maybe I should say it this way. I didn't want to be unprofessional in it. So.
It's amazing.
I'm at work.
Right.
And people are watching. So that's about as far as I could let it go.
Okay.
I did deal with him, and
I love this.
people were asking me, well, how did you do that? Like, I may not be explaining this right. I don't know.
You're doing fine.
But people were
Make a long
asking
story
me.
short because of time, but you're making sense.
We had this meeting after the fact, and it was a bunch of people, and I sat right here. He sat right next to me, and hey, how you doing? blah, blah, blah. And then people were asking me, how did you do that? There's no way I could have done that. So I guess my point is that, I don't know what my point is anymore. I just dealt with him
All right.
as if. He knew he had done wrong. I just dealt
So
with him as
should
if.
he continue to deal with this person and don't be mad?
He shouldn't be mad.
Are
He
you
should-
mad? Derek, hold on. Are you mad at this person?
I was at first, but when I remembered your assignment, that actually did help me because then it caused me to be more objective about it.
Right.
Take the emotions out, and I get embarrassed by emotions, anyways.
Right.
Especially lately after coming here. So I worked it out, but I think I understand what he's saying. It's just you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
At bottom line, but I don't have to be a big baby about it,
right. Don't
and
be a
I don't
girl.
I don't have to give him the cold shoulder.
Right.
Which is where I was struggling a little bit, and that's the part that was kind of embarrassing because it's lame, you know. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You know what I mean?
And the thing
That's
about
how
it
the
is,
ladies do it.
And that's why I don't
I'm
want
not
to
going
do
to talk
that.
to you anymore.
and the thing about it is it's not like you don't know him at this point, right? Like this guy that did this to me, I know now what type of person he is.
Right.
Oh, that was the other thing.
Yeah.
It was like a movie. He had been doing this the whole time, and I somehow missed it. But that there was one last trigger.
The signs are always there, but
Yeah.
you miss them.
And as soon as that last trigger happened, it was like a montage.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 of them, and it was
Yes.
like the sky had opened up. It was like I watched it it was like a Rocky movie.
That is so deep. What you're going to realize if you stay with this, the signs are always there. So many signs you see,
Yeah.
but you miss them. And the reason you miss them because you let the devil make, oh, they didn't really mean it.
Yep.
Oh, that person's nice. Oh, they don't. And you end up getting destroyed because you didn't go with the first sign that you saw. You made up an excuse for it.
Yeah, it
The
was-
signs are always there.
Yeah, it was like.
It's like when you get married and you have a honeymoon, and the morning after the honeymoon, you're fighting, right? The sign is it's time to end this marriage right now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But instead, you make up excuses. Oh, she'll get better. He'll get better. It'll be better. Let's have some kids. You start making kids, and it only gets worse because you missed the sign because you made up excuses.
You're describing my life story right now.
Yeah, every human being.
Yeah.
They make up excuses because they listen to thoughts
Right.
and emotions rather than the truth. If you're fighting the morning after the honeymoon, it ain't gonna get better.
Or on the way to the altar.
Right. You did that on the way to the altar?
Maybe.
But the
Just asking
signs
for a
are there,
friend.
but your ego won't go with it. You say, oh, they're nice. I had a good time at the wedding.
Right.
Oh, I spent $10,000 on the wedding. Ain't no way I'm leaving this guy tonight. It's time to walk out. It ain't going to work.
Right.
But the devil tell you it will, and it only get worse. And then now you have children in the middle. But the signs are always there. Amazing. So what I recommend in this situation, know thyself first and know that this guy cannot see. Whatever happened, he just can't see. He was blind, just as you were blind. And you have real compassion for him by not judging him. Because now you know that he can't see, so you can't trust him. But you don't walk around not trying to trust him either. But just know he can't see, and you stay in the light, you'll be fine. And you'll be able to be professional and everything on the job, because now you understand he can't see. If he could see, he would not have done that. What do you think about that?
I think he knew exactly what he was doing, though.
But he still can see.
Yeah.
If you can see, you don't hurt people. You don't take things from people. You don't gossip. You don't try to cheat on people. You don't hurt them when you can see.
It came.
He may have known exactly the evil he was carrying out, but he still can't see.
Right. I feel like he might have justified it versus.
And he may have.
Yeah, it definitely feels like because in this climate, and I don't want to get into too many details.
Right.
A lot of people are just trying to survive. So they're playing a game, and you might not. I wasn't playing the game, though. I was
Right.
just being genuine. That's always been kind of my problem.
But the person that playing the game is blind, because when you're free, you don't have to play a game. When you can see, only blind people play a game.
Right.
So he's still blind.
But I feel like it's also my fault for being,
You-
especially I have no excuse for being this naive.
Do what?
I have no excuse for being this naive.
But that's your problem, not his.
Exactly, and that just,
So you can't be mad at him about your problem.
that's why I'm not mad at him.
Oh, good.
I actually blame myself.
But don't even blame yourself.
Right.
Just be glad you can see it now. Because you were blind and you didn't see it before, or you saw it and you ignored it. Be
Amen.
glad now you see it.
Amen.
You know, and so don't hold on to the thought about it. Just be glad you can see it and live your life. You'll be fine. But don't judge him. He cannot see. That doesn't mean you don't have to hang out with him. You don't have to go and have punches coffee with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to work with him. Work with him, but don't be angry at him. He cannot see. I do that all the time. People get mad at me because I said something to them, or yell at them, or in a staff meeting I told them something in front of everybody, and they get mad. And then they say, you're mad. I'm like, no, you're mad. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
But I know now that that person can't see, and I still work with them perfectly
Right.
because I understand they can't see. And that's how you have to be with this guy and the whole world. And the world play games. They want to win. And they all know you don't need to win. There's nothing to win. You just need to live. What do you think about that?
I think you're right.
So drop it.
Dropped.
Don't carry it around anymore, because that's what the devil wants you to do, so he can feed into it.
I also saw that clearly too, because this is if you're
Speak into the microphone.
if you're a evil mastermind strategist, this is a great way to make a lot of messes.
Absolutely.
You know, if I fall victim to being angry, I could create a chain reaction that could just
Absolutely.
devastate.
This is why I say let whatever need to happen to the ego, let it happen. This was happening to your ego. It wasn't happening to you. So let it happen. Be glad to see it and die from it.
That's when you say invite. I was so confused when you said that, I almost ignored it.
What?
The assignment about, you know, embracing or welcoming betrayal.
Yeah.
I didn't really get that one. And then this happened to me, and I realized this is all connected to my ego as well.
Yeah.
That's why the betrayal stings so much, is because you think that you're such a great person. How could they do that to you? You were always, you know,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. And then you
The
realize.
betrayed think he is better than the betrayer, but you know better.
But you get caught up in your thoughts, too. You
Right.
think, like, you start thinking, well, how stupid am I now because of this? And you know, it's just
But
a
don't do that
never-ending,
either.
like, wormhole.
You got to not do that. All that is part of the death. Going through the
see
valley
that
of
clearly. I saw it clearly now.
Right
My
on.
whole life, I'd do that. It was just a cycle.
Yes.
It was like a galaxy of its own. And it
Yes.
would just show up, and I'd be in that thing. But I didn't see it. Now I see what it is.
Amazing. I went from blind, but now I see. You're falling away from darkness into the light. You're going to be free. Really. But you got to stay with it. And what I want you to know, too, some of you complain, oh, it's too hard. It takes too long. When will this all end? If God allowed you to see what you got to go through, because you haven't seen anything yet, you would die. You won't be able to handle it. He's only giving you what you can handle. And this little bit, that little bit is all you can handle right now. If he just really threw it on you, and let everything that you need to face it, you won't be able to handle it. So you're fine. A little bit at a time, and you'll be fine. So be glad. Let the ego go through what the ego got to go through, and don't call it you. And you'll be fine. Amazing. Nice learning. Nice lesson, though. Yes, sir.
You guys covered it.
I'm sorry?
You guys already covered it.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Yes, right here.
That's an example of, you know, you're kind of a work environment. You should keep things business, not too friendly, not too happy, not too into it, so that it doesn't, and you don't want it to get inside of you. That way, whatever happens, good or bad, you can deal with them. And really, they're just hurting themselves when they betray you, because if it doesn't get inside of you, it's something inside of them that caused them to do with that. So keeping your business keeps it on the outside.
Well, I know what you mean. I just want to add to it. At work, you want to be as free at work as you are at home by yourself. And so at work, if you're working on you, you're going to be ready for whatever situation comes. And because you're working on you, it won't touch you. And so you'll still be able to dance and sing at work. I sing at work all the time. And I deal with a lot. But I'm not dealing with it now. I see what's going on, right? So I'm still professional, even though I don't try to be. It still works. What you want to be is in the light. You don't want to protect yourself from anything, except physical danger. But ego danger, you don't want to protect yourself from it. You want to let ego danger happen to you so you can see that you identify with it and overcome it. You want to die from the ego. So treat everybody right the way you should treat them, but don't protect your ego. Let it happen. That make sense? And you're going to be just fine. All right? Okay. Well, did I see a hand? Did I see your hand? Yes, sir.
I just listening to everyone, I just wanted to add some thoughts that came to me about betrayal. Betrayal doesn't really exist. It's just you guys believe into it. If you believed into God and how he works, whatever he's showing and doing to you is just to explain things to you. And this whole workplace issue.
When you say God trying to explain to you, what do you mean?
Well, he's showing you how the ego, the devil, works, and you can't learn it through the book. It's a life lesson. So you gotta have to just put your body as a sacrifice and take that lesson in. If it might be painful because maybe truly you put hope into other people instead of God, and that's why you feel betrayed. God would never betray you because it doesn't exist.
Oh, amazing. So because of time, be happy to see that, all right? I want to tell you this. I'm looking at the clock, and I got to tell you this. So I write down notes during the week when I see stupid stuff happening. Because I know these stupid things are happening to everyone, all right? Number one, in your marriages, in your dating, if you're having pain from that in any form or fashion, because I counseled with someone, a couple of people this week were crazy. Don't be mad at the other person. You the one made that person your God. They didn't tell you to do that. You did that. And then they made you their God. And that's why you're fighting. That's why you're fighting. And that's why you can't let go. And so don't be going out buying stuff, paying all the bills, doing all this crazy stuff, thinking that that's going to make the marriage work. It won't. Overcome. You got to see you, and don't blame the other person at all. Another thing, don't marry a woman with children. It doesn't work. And you're not doing it because you love the children, because they lie. I counsel with somebody, they marry somebody with children. I'm like, why? Oh, I love the children. No, you don't. You don't care nothing about those children. It's about your ego from the woman. And that's what it's about. They try to get love from the woman, pretending they love her children. They hate those children. And those kids hate them. And so you got to pay attention. And if you don't do it, if you don't allow God to put you in the right place and add to you, it's never going to work. It's never going to. You got to put seeking the truth first, and then things will be added to you. And but we've been told you got to do it this way. You got to be ambitious. You got to do this. They lied to you. Don't be ambitious. Just simply live your life. Want for nothing, and you will have it all. Because God owned the world, He owned the universe, and all the money that's in it and everything else, He'll take care of His children. Children are not going to make you happy. Well, I want to be better than my family. I want to raise my children. Anybody ever heard that or said that before? Well, I'm going to have children. I'm going to treat them better than my family treated me. And you screw up the children. You do a worse job because you've been lied to in your imagination. The world is evil. A couple things I know. First, let me tell you about, what was this thing, man? Count the stabbing time. I was stabbed between last Sunday and today. I was stabbed 455 trillion, 275 billion, 885 double billions, 999 more money than the S-man billion. Oh, and then one more this morning. I was stabbed so many times. And all you've been stabbed trillions of times too. You're just not catching it. You're like, oh, I was stabbed 10 times. I'm like, yeah, right. I was stabbed 2 times. Somebody told me 2 times. I'm like, yeah, right. You're not catching it. When you catch it, you will no longer be stabbed. You're not catching it. The devil is not going to lay around and give you 2 stabs a day. Think about that. You're just not catching that. And I'm telling you this so you can become more aware of them. The good ones and the bad ones. As James mentioned, one of the caller thought the good stab were not stabbed. The good stabs are stabs. That's why it feels good. It's a stab. That makes sense? Yeah. It doesn't matter how it feels, it's still a stab. The moment somebody tells you, I love you, and you feel, oh, that's a stab. Someone take you on Mother's Day. You know how the men went out and bought all these flowers for you, right? And chocolate candy, they brought them to you, and you feeling so good looking at this candy coming, these flowers, you're being stabbed. And what you call that a good feeling, a good stab, that's a stab. There's a way to enjoy the flowers without being stabbed. And you're going to see that way once you stop calling good stabs good. That's a stab. Because as soon as Mother's Day is over and the flowers die, now you're back to bad stabs. A stab is a stab, and a stab is from the devil, and the devil does not stab you 2 times a day. Oh, how many times were you stabbed? Once. Oh, yeah, right. The whole week? 1 time. It ain't working that way. But I want you to know that I saw this happen this week. Have you noticed? And I wrote this down. I had to write down stuff because I see so much happening now, especially in California. Human beings are evil. There's nothing good in human beings. No good. There's nothing good in human beings. They are all evil until you start waking up. And then when you can admit you're evil, is when you will be free of evil. But how many people are going to admit that they're evil? They love evil. They're not going to admit that. They'll say, I'm nice. Oh, I did this. I tried to help you because I'm a nice person. And you took advantage of me. You ain't nice. Because if you were nice, can anyone take advantage of you? You expect nothing in return. But you're being nice because you want something back. Treat me the way I treat you in your mind. Isn't that amazing? So, and I'm going to come to you and hold that for me. I want to put this out there really fast, all right? Have you noticed self-righteousness love to be shocked at hypocritical behavior of others? Self-righteousness love to be shocked at the hypocritical behavior of others. Meaning that when you see somebody else doing bad, you go, oh, I can't believe you're doing that. Oh, I would never do that. Oh, not me. Self-righteousness, so shocked by the hypocrisy of others. Anybody ever done that? Like with your friend that betrayed you, or the person, you just shocked this person betrayed you. Like you would never do that. You're so shocked by it, right? If you're not judgmental, if you're not a hypocrite, you will never be shocked by somebody else's hypocrisy. I thought that was a Christian. I can't believe that Christian cussed me out. Not me, I would never do that. And you go home and cuss out the kids. In your mind, even if you don't say it out loud. Have y'all noticed that though? Isn't that amazing? Right, what a mess. They always, hypocritical person are always shocked, or righteous person is always shocked at the hypocrisy of others. So watch that in yourself. I can't believe they did that to me. You're doing the same thing. You're no better. One other thing I saw. What was it? Oh, the poor homeless people. Y'all see homeless people everywhere, right? America has done those people a disservice. Really. It's evil to do to the homeless people what you've done. Homeless people now just sit around and wait for you to bring them something. They sit around for years. I see homeless people that been out there for 20-something years. They used to be young, now they're old, and all they do now is sit around with handout. And somebody go about and give them money. They go by and get them money and feel good, ego feeling for giving that money while killing that person by not letting them, if they don't work, they don't eat. Because if you didn't give this to them, they'll get up and get a job. They'll find some kind of work to do, but they don't have to because they know you're going to take care of them. There's a guy that has 2 cars and it's packed with junk. Just junk. I'm like, when are you going to get a job? Oh, I plan to move soon. I'm going to move back home. That was like 10 years ago. And everywhere I go, he's at the cafe begging and hustling people. And I'm like, well, I said to him, but you living in your car. He like, well, it's like a RV. My car's like an RV. I'm like, but you living on other people's land at no cost. He parked on other people's property, and he think he living in an RV. And the people take care of him. And now these people are just dying, not having life at all, because they are addicted to the handout. And then people that giving them money are addicted to the ego of giving the money. They feel so good about it. Brain on death and not love. Isn't that amazing? It's happening everywhere. One other quick thing. Oh, the biblical question. Who know the biblical question this past week? Nice. Okay, real fast to the biblical question, then I want to come to you. Okay, you can go there, yeah. What's the biblical question last week?
What happens when you come out of your movie?
So what now?
What happens when you come out of your movie?
If you came out of your movie.
If you came out of your movie.
And you say?
When I came out of my movie, I started to live free and have peace and live in truth.
Okay. Amazing. How about you? What happened if you came out of your movie?
I'll become the observer and no longer the actor.
So why don't you come out?
It's hard. The only conclusion, I think I love it, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's
the only reason you're not free today. You love your misery. You love your victimhood. You love your worry, your doubt. You're looking for love, and somebody needs to love you. You want to love somebody. You love your fears. You love it. That's why you want to drop it. Because you can drop it right now, but you love it. Isn't it amazing? Absolutely. You love that movie. That's why you stay in there.
It's the main character syndrome, right?
The what?
So they call it the main character syndrome. Like you're the main character in the movie. You're the star or whatever, you know. So
absolutely, that's amazing. Huh?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Amazing. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Let me go to your question. This your first time here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It is my first time here.
Okay. What's your first name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, how did you hear about us?
I'm actually from Montreal, Canada, so I came to
So you
visit
listened to the show?
here. Yeah, I watched the show from
Okay.
home.
Right on.
And since I was in LA, I was like, I have to stop here and
Do
live
you
the
know the Anchor
experience.
Baby?
I do. Hi.
He's from Canada.
Yeah, I saw Hake, I think, right there.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, so I know a couple of people
Right
from
on.
the show.
Okay, go ahead. You had your hand.
Yes, my question was from what you said earlier. I think I find it challenging to appreciate something without associating any emotions into it. Like, let's say the example of receiving a flower. So
Right.
how can you just be grateful and happy that it happened without putting like any thoughts into it, or for that to like drag you along very intense emotions?
Good question. When you see the flowers coming, or you know they're coming, watch what the thoughts are telling you about the flower, about the person with the flower. They love you. They'll give you a flower because you're wonderful. They are doing this for you because you're great. Or if you're giving the flower, you're giving them these flowers because you love them. You're giving them these flowers because you want to show something to them. Watch those thoughts and let them pass, and they're natural. There's another emotion that is not emotional, and it's perfect. You will appreciate the flower, and what they see come through you will know that you appreciate the flower.
How would I know the other emotion? Like, what would that look like?
When you die from the false emotions, the thoughts and feelings, when that fade away, you will know the real emotion.
Okay.
You will know. So don't worry about it for now. Just be aware of living in this fake, dark emotion. Thoughts and emotions are evil, right? Be aware of that, and if you stay with it and just continue to die from looking for love or fear or doubt or anger or worry and depression and all those things will fade away, and then you will know what real love is and appreciation.
But that's also like a daily thing. It's kind of like cycles back, where sometimes I can see myself in the third person doing something, and then some other times I kind of like get lost in the moment until I realize it, and I'm like, why are you still doing that specific thing?
So and because you're so accustomed to living one with the thoughts, when we're evil, you've identified with it, until now that you start to wake up. When you fall back into it, don't argue with it, just notice you're back into a thought and let it pass. Don't say, oh, it's not working, or I'm failing, and this or that. Don't have a conversation about it. Just watch it, and you'll be back into the present.
Okay, thank you.
Stop arguing with it at all.
Yeah.
All right?
Perfect.
Amazing. Any other questions? You came a long ways.
No.
What part of Canada are you from?
Montreal.
Montreal?
Yeah, French. It's more like it's
What?
French.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. And how does it feel to be the 51st state of the United States? Oh, no. Trudeau's
Not
a-
anymore. Trudeau is not.
That's right. They have a new one now.
Yeah, we have a new one.
Well, welcome
Yeah.
to America.
Thank you.
Right on. Any other questions about any of this? I want you to know that the world hate good. The world hate God. And everyone you know hate good and hate God. Really. If you just know these things and don't judge it, you're going to deal with the world in a perfect way. We got to work together with the world. We have to buy from each other. We have to sell to each other. But be aware of your world, and you will see and be aware of the world outside of you, and you will know that the world is evil. The world, look what's going on in the world right now. Look how human beings treat each other. Look how family members treat each other. It's evil. And so for those who are waking up by admitting that you're evil, because you're never going to know God until you confess your sin. The sin is evil, which is playing God. Anger is evil. When you can admit that, you will start to overcome it. Then you'll be free. And what I want you to know is that Everything is finished. It's done. Everything is in you. The kingdom of heaven is inside of you and above you. And the real you are free. You just identify with the false self. The nature that Christ told you that he would destroy. He'll destroy that nature. And you keep calling it you. And that's why you're not happy. Because you have identified with evil. And so stop, when you see people, don't be shocked at the way they act and what they think, because you know better. The fact that you're shocked, meaning that you think you're so righteous, you can now. But when you know that you're not righteous and you see it in others, whatever going on, you won't judge it. You will understand it. So let yourself be betrayed. Let yourself overcome the world. All you're doing is dying from the ego. That's all you're doing. And stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And you're going to be stunned at the wisdom that you will gain. You are blind and don't know it. And blind is not just, oh, I went and forgave my mama. It's deeper than that. Oh, I forgave my dad. You are blind about whole life, everything. There's nothing that you understand about life, period. We've been taught wrong. We've been taught wrong as to how to be a professional at work. They tell you you got to learn these steps to be a professional person. But if you're in the light, you're gonna treat people fine anyway, because nothing can hurt you. Any questions about that? So I really, was this helpful today? It was helpful? From Canada, any other question before we?
No other questions.
Are you doing the silent prayer and all that?
I do.
You every morning and night?
Not quite.
See?
Not every day.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning and night?
No.
You went and forgave your mother?
Yes.
And how did that go?
It went well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So no question, right?
No,
Well,
but
well,
I'm glad to be here, and
Right.
I think that I even met someone else from Montreal that listens to you. So I think that the message that you're doing and spreading, it touches other people from different countries and
we were
different
real
places.
popular in Canada. I'm gonna have to go there.
Yeah,
Because a
you're
lot of
very
people
welcome.
listen in Canada.
Yeah.
Amazing. Are you
Great.
sitting your chair too close to him? Do you know him?
No.
Y'all sitting so close. Like,
No, it's fine.
I thought y'all were friends.
You know, you can move your chair. It's fine.
Are you comfortable sitting that close to him?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing. You're that comfortable, because most people can't sit that close to a stranger.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Right on. Because they'll be like, oh, I'm too close to a stranger. What? Right on. Nice. Is this your first time? What's your first name and any questions or anything?
Oh, my first name is Skylar, and I'm just visiting from San Francisco.
Okay. Any questions about anything?
No questions.
You forgave your mother?
Yes.
And your father?
Yes.
You doing the silent prayer every morning and night?
Yes.
Right on. So was this helpful for you tonight?
Absolutely.
Today? And are you letting anything happen to your ego happen?
Yes, I'm letting go.
You're letting go?
Yes.
Right on. Well, welcome, man.
Thank you.
And this your first time?
Yes.
Is this your first time?
Yeah.
Are you nervous right now?
I'm just not very used to be around many people. I keep to myself.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So all day and all night you keep to yourself?
Yeah, I pretty much more like I stay in the corners away from people.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
I'd rather not say. I
Oh,
like
okay.
to stay anonymous about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where you from?
Here in LA.
Oh, okay. But you keep to yourself because you're not comfortable around other people?
Yeah, I'm not very comfortable around other people.
You want to come up here?
No.
Because of time, what would happen if you came up here?
My mind would just go blank.
Right on.
Yeah, it'll just go completely blank. Like there's nothing there, and I'm trying to process what to think of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you're around the reason you stay away from people, you don't know what to say to them?
Yeah, that's one of them. Or sometimes, I do not know how to communicate with them if, they say something that that I do not know what to say back to them at all.
Really?
Or, just keep the conversation going, pretty much.
And so if someone walk over to you and say, hey, what's your name and where you from? You wouldn't know to say my name is Leroy and I'm from Alabama?
I'll just either I might not respond to them and just walk away, or I'll just say why are you asking me that?
Really?
Yeah, I tend to be suspicious, if someone asks me that out of nowhere, if I'm walking down the street to a liquor store or something.
So if you're walking down the street to the liquor store and somebody...
Yeah, I mean, that has happened. People are like, oh, who are you? I'm like, that's none of your business. I mean, I do not know why they would ask me that.
Right.
But,
amazing.
Yeah.
And so if you were to come here, what would happen?
Anxiety, and like I said, my mind will go blank.
Come and let's try it.
No.
Are you having the anxiety just by the invitation itself? By me asking you to come up, you have anxiety already?
Yeah.
And what's causing the anxiety?
I would say that I just do not like being looked at people. I'd rather be ignored and just be the one observing people from afar, if I could.
And who is telling you to feel that way?
No one's, just me, I think.
And who are you?
Well, I pretty much would not say my name.
No, you're not your name, so who are you?
That's a good question, though. Without saying the name, though.
Right.
Well, I do not know how to answer that.
Are you your name?
That might be a very good question. Maybe or maybe not, though.
You're not your name.
I do not know. I'm being honest, I do not know.
Right. Do you have anger?
Only when I'm provoked a lot and I just want to be left alone. I tend to be angry, but other than that, I just tend to be calm most of the time.
So you have anger then? You just calm anger until
Yeah,
somebody provokes you. So you have anger. Is this your friend?
Yeah, that's my friend.
You guys know each other, right?
Yeah.
Has he told you you need to overcome your anger?
No, he has never seen me angry before. Maybe a few times, from
Well,
an
he
injury.
knows that you have it.
He probably suspects I might probably have it since has seen me probably once or twice angry, and that's it.
Right. And do you want to overcome the anger so you can be free?
I don't think I'm angry all the time. I'm just, like I said, I get angry if I get in a physical injury or if some random person tends.
How old are you?
I'm 26, though.
If you didn't have anger inside of you, could you ever get angry if you didn't have any at all? If it wasn't in you, could you ever get angry?
If it wasn't in me, I do not know. I think everyone has to have anger because I think it's part of our nature to survive sometimes in bad situations.
And why do you think that?
Well, if let's say you're in a situation where you're let's just say you're being attacked by someone,
Well, we know that if you have a physical situation,
I just think
if you're trying to protect yourself physically,
yeah,
I'm
then
not
sometimes
talking about
anger is
that.
a justification.
Well, when you get mad just because somebody asks you a question, is that normal?
It depends. What kind of question was it?
Let's say that you're walking down the road and somebody asks you for a dime and you get mad. Rather than saying, no, I'm not giving you anything, you get mad because they asked for the money, right?
No, when I get mad at that, I'll just say, oh, sorry, I don't have cash.
What makes you mad?
Something very intrusive, or the consistency of keep on being intrusive when I don't want to engage of it.
But why can't you just tell them none of your business without getting angry?
Oh, it's in my tone the way it sounds?
What?
Wait, you said do I sound angry because of my tone?
Right now?
Yeah.
No, but I know
Okay.
you're angry because you have fear.
Oh, I would say it's more I just feel not the anger comes from more I just want to be left alone, and the person just doesn't respect that.
But still, you're not supposed to have anger.
Well, why not?
Because anger is of the devil. Anyone that has anger is evil.
I don't know if it's actually evil or good, though. I just think
What's
it depends on
good
the
about
context.
anger?
Huh?
What's good about anger?
Well, doesn't sometimes the Bible refer to God being righteous, his wrath being sometimes considered righteous even through...
Right, but he doesn't have human anger. It's not an emotion.
Well, how can you then trust God then if he's not human?
What?
How can you really trust something that isn't human then? Like
How
his
can you
judgment.
trust God?
Yeah, with like his
And
judgment.
He's not human?
Yeah, like his judgment, like when he flooded the city of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
It, to me, it kind of comes off like genocide, and they said his anger was righteous. But to me, it's like, how could I trust that judgment from him?
Do you believe, you trust God?
I don't believe in God, so I
Oh, you
cannot
don't
s-
believe in God?
No, I don't.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
And why not?
Well, to me,
Not
I
right
haven't-
on, but.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, I do not have like.
I'm just saying right on for conversation fast.
Yeah.
Why don't you trust God?
Well, I won't say. I do not know how I could answer that. Like, how could I trust something that I don't believe in?
But why don't you trust God?
Well, he doesn't exist though. But to play a hypothetical, let's say if he does though, even if like, let's say he does, I could not really trust something I could not understand though. If it's not human and it's capable of thinking and rationalizing, my questions will always be like, okay, if he killed the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, how could he justify that to me?
Do you trust yourself?
I would say it would be very dangerous to 100% trust myself since I'm very prone to mistakes and sometimes very flawed actions.
So
But
you
it's
have
like-
no trust in yourself or anyone, not even God, right?
No, not at all.
Really?
But it's pretty much like, I don't think that it's impossible to trust yourself. You just have to find out like when it's the right time to do it. And for me, it's, you know, it might happen sometimes or not all the times.
Are you an atheist?
Yeah, I'm an atheist.
And what is, because of time, what is an atheist?
An atheist, like, okay, the word a is like, you know, an absence, and theist is like the belief in God. Just like, you know, like polytheist means the belief in many gods, or monotheist is like a belief in one God. So
Oh.
I just don't believe in a God though.
Maybe so you created yourself?
No, my parents did during some adult activities on October.
And so did you cause your own self to breathe?
I would say that's just the nature of my lungs and, you know, the heartbeat and everything of that.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you create your own thoughts?
That might be a very deep question. I will be honest, I do not know how to answer that. So
You don't know if you created your own thoughts or not?
that's a very good question. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, though sometimes people are influenced by things outside of them or by experience.
But you don't know if you created your own thought or not.
Not all of them. Some of them, yes, but not all of them.
And one last thing, when you have fear, where does that come from?
I would say maybe the fear is from past experience, pretty much.
How about when you're alone at night and you feel lonely and you cry at night? Why do you? Where does the loneliness come from? Nobody's around but you. No TV is on. You're not on the phones or anything. Where does that come from? That loneliness that you feel?
Actually, I would say I'm more in peace with loneliness than anything, which is, I know most people will not believe it, but I do think there's some peace when you're by yourself, pretty much.
So
Though.
you're one with loneliness?
Yeah, because like I said, there's peace and there's just pretty much just you being with yourself, and you have to get to know yourself. And then
So you love loneliness?
I would say, in a sense, yeah, though, but I would not say.
Amazing.
Huh? Well, I would say it's because.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know it, but I would say it's because I tend to do things to keep myself busy, though.
You do?
Yeah, but then like
But if you
I
love
stop,
loneliness, why do you have to get busy? Why don't you just be one with loneliness? Why do you run from it?
I don't think I run for it when
Then why do you get busy then?
It's because sometimes it's good to be busy. Like for example, exercise is good for my health, and that keeps me from,
Amazing.
yeah.
Well, only because of time. Thank you for coming anyway, man.
Okay,
That's
thanks.
interesting. Come back again.
I'll try to.
Oh, do me one favor.
Yes.
Come up here for a minute.
No.
What?
No, thanks.
Why not?
I just don't want to though.
And what would happen if you came up here?
Like I said,
It would
my
just be
mind,
the whole world looking at you.
like I said, my mind will just go blank though.
But if you created your own self, that wouldn't be a problem, right?
I didn't say I created myself though.
And your
but-
mom and daddy did, right?
Yeah, they did by some activities on October. I mean, it's like, I think that's how most of us came here. It's like our parents did something. That's why we're here.
Right on. Well, thanks for coming, man.
Okay.
I am so out of time. Anybody, was this helpful a little bit today? Yeah? Was this helpful for you a little bit? In what way?
I think we already covered it. You know, to not let go of the, to not try to do anything.
Right.
To just not try to throw out the cigarettes. Not, you know.
But do try to avoid them. Don't just run to the cigarette. When the urge comes, because the temptation comes first. And don't just run to it as soon as the temptation comes. Be aware of the temptation and then avoid it. And if it gets too, like you just can't handle it, then you reach for the cigarette, but be aware of yourself doing it. Don't be unconscious. Be aware of lighting it. Be aware of yourself smoking it, no matter what it is. Be aware, and the awareness will take it away from you.
And the stabbing part is great too. It just makes it so much easier to not want to experience it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like justifying or getting involved in whatever it is. It's just to know it. Nope. Stab. 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 It's just much easier than going into the story.
Right on.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Listen, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, all right? I want you to know, and this is so true, that all power and authority is inside of you already. The real you have no worries, no doubt, no loneliness, no fear, no doubt, no anything. The real you is not an emotional person, neither good nor bad. The real you is already out of prison. It's just that you're locked in prison with your false self, the thoughts and emotions and ideas and all that mess, all right? You're locked away. So let anything that happens to your ego, let it happen. Betrayal, because it's only an illusion that somebody is your friend, or that you can trust your wife or your husband or your workers. That's an illusion. You can't trust anyone. Human beings are evil. But you can't judge them either. Judgment is evil. You get an understanding and you'll be free, all right? So stay with the silent prayer. Forgive your mother and your father. God will forgive you and start to bring you out of this illusion that you've been living all your life. All your life, you've just been an illusion. And for you young people who are working on yourself, you are so fortunate to be working on yourself at an early age in life. You're avoiding so much pain. You've been lied to as to how to live, right? You have been lied to. So drop all of your morals, all of your values. You have not lived up to that mess. And when you drop them, you will live. You'll be fine, all right? So stay with the silent prayer, rebuildingaman.com/prayer, and don't give up. Do not give up. I wish you could have been in that women's forum. I'm looking at these ladies, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. They're like seriously working on themselves. The men are too, but some people think ladies won't work on themselves. They do work on themselves. So stay with it, all right? And the biblical question for next week is what, Hake? Dare go to him?
Which do you prefer, anger or understanding? You cannot have both.
Which do you prefer, anger or understanding? You can't have both. You can only have one or the other. You can't have both. Which you prefer, anger or understanding? The little atheist.
Oh my God.
Which do you prefer, anger or understanding?
I would say pretty much maybe understanding is beneficial for everyone, even yourself.
So you prefer understanding?
Yeah, I think it's because as a whole it might be far more beneficial to me and everyone, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer, Lily? Anger or understanding?
Anger.
You prefer anger, and why?
Going through what I went through, anger, at some point you have to give up Understanding would be a false delusion. Oh, I understand. What if
That'll
you
be
don't?
false?
Yeah. Anger will come to a point where you have to give up either way to evil or to God,
Right.
hopefully to God. But anger has a limit. You can only rage too much, like so much, and then something has to happen after that.
Amazing. Would you prefer anger or understanding?
I prefer understanding, but I always go to anger,
Okay.
usually first.
Little Miss Canada, which do you prefer, anger or understanding?
I would say understanding.
And why?
Just because the more that you understand yourself, the easier it's like the next logical step to understand someone else and just see that it's stronger than them. So it's not something that you feel forced to do. It's just something that happens naturally.
Amazing. Anger or understanding? That's the biblical question for this week, all right? And we'll do the super chats tomorrow. Is tomorrow a holiday? No, not next Monday, right? Oh, okay. Stay with us, stay with us, stay with it. Don't forget to support us. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. Check out the merch, the punchy coffee and all. I have my own coffee. What the punchy coffee and everything. Thank you all so much. We'll see you tomorrow on the radio show. Thank you all. Amazing. Nice.